What's up, everybody? Welcome to podcast now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about Ghost of Yotei Legends, a pretty big announcement, at least in my opinion, that came from Gamescom today. This was something that actually 2 nights ago, I just fired up again, Ghost of Tsushima. Played it when it first came out, platinumed it, loved the freaking game. And I was thinking in my head, okay, list of videos to make as we get closer of Yotei. Are we going to get Legends back? I literally 2 nights ago, I just thought of it, and I mean, maybe it's not an original thought, but I was very, very curious. I'm pretty sure other people were as well. And they showed another trailer for it today at Gamescom. I thought it was really good. Ghost is in an interesting spot, especially maybe with me also replaying Ghost of Tsushima, where it's just a game that I kind of have trust. We know how it's set up. We know what it looks like. We pretty much know how it's going to function. Like going into Ghost of Tsushima, there was questions. You're going from Infamous to Ghost. How is that gonna feel? How are objectives gonna work? What's the quest structure? And they've answered a lot of those questions in Ghost of Tsushima of how the game operates, and then Ghost of Yotei seemingly is doubling down and then improving where it needs to improve, right? The state of play, I think, answered a lot of those questions as well. So we sit here, we get Legends at the very, very end of that trailer, and in terms of the trailer itself, you got next to nothing. You got that it's coming in 2026, and then you got that it's free, right? If you get Ghost of Yotei, that's going to be a free thing, which I like it. I think that this, whether or not this was already planned, which I assume it is planned from the very beginning. I don't think they did it for this reason I'm about to say, but it does give some goodwill, to PlayStation and their games. When you do a God of War Valhalla thing, when you do Legends for Ghost of Tsushima, and then you do it again now, that's just, I think that's a good look, considering you don't have to do that. Nowadays, definitely most games do not do it. I mean, if you think back in the late 2000s, early 2010s, remember, a lot of games would attach a multiplayer mode just to keep people from returning the game, right, or giving it to GameStop. That's where you got the Uncharted's for PlayStation, Killzone, Resistance, but then you also had third parties with Assassin's Creed and BioShock and Mass Effect and Dead Space and all these other games. So I love that era. Looking back on it, I think we really misjudged it at the time. And nowadays, I yearn for that kind of thing to come back. So I'm very happy that it's coming back. But again, based off the trailer, not a lot of details. And then we got a PlayStation blog post, which gave a little bit more. So they say Ghost of Yotei Legends will offer 2-player story missions and 4-player survival matches. This time around, you'll play as one of the 4 character classes and try to defeat demonic giant versions of members of the Yotei 6, plus a variety of new enemies that fight alongside them. You can see a glimpse of a few of those enemies in the concept below. They look very, very cool, and they basically just say stay tuned for more details, on that game, on Legends, as we get into 2026. So again, not too much info, but you'll be able to play story missions 2-player, and then probably these round-based things 4-player. I really liked Legends. I played it when it first came out, and I played that game to death. I made videos on it. I remember covering it, and then I kind of fell out, and I feel like, just from my perspective, Legends actually had far more to it than I probably even knew at the time. And to their credit, Sucker Punch, it really did keep growing. I played it for about a month, and then I kind of pieced out, and I feel like that game, or that mode in the game, really grew and did a really, really cool thing. So I'm actually going to go back and try out Legends, see what it's like in 2025. I'm going to do that a little bit later, but, and again, I already played it when it first came out, but to see what it's like now. But I'm really excited. I think that's just a really cool thing. Obviously, just my base excitement is quite high for Ghost of Yotei, and that comes first, and I like that staggering too. I don't know if I would prefer it versus again, those late 2000s, early 2010s where it came in the box, you popped it in and you could skip Uncharted 2's single player. You could just play the multiplayer, right? I don't know which one I think I might like this one better because it's okay, you're forcing us, which is not really a force in my opinion, to go into the single player story, right? You're giving us a highly cinematic, action adventure, cinematic game. You play it and then you get through it, and then a couple months later, the multiplayer brings you back into the game. Plus, nowadays, we've seen games even like Stellar Blade and stuff, right? And other games do it too. Being able to add skins and these customizable things that is almost like live service content that you would normally get for a live service game, but it's a single player game, right? So I think some studios have gotten better at just free updates to try to entice people to go back into the game. So if you can nail Ghost of Yotei, and then, every month, every 2 months, you give us something very, very small, but just something that is kind of like a thank you, bring people back in, and then you launch this multiplayer thing, and you can get people to come back for a month, 2 months, 3 months, and you have that launch in like February or March. That would be, really, really good. So we'll see what the end plan is, but I'm very excited for it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.